Welcome to Tech News Briefing. It's Monday, June 12th. I'm Zoe Thomas for the Wall Street Journal. Passwords are getting longer, require more special characters, and it seems like every website and app these days needs one. But if you think it's a pain to create one password, imagine how frustrating it would be to find out your login credentials for multiple, maybe even dozens of sites were stolen and are being sold on the dark web. With me to discuss how to deal with this situation is our personal tech reporter, Dalvin Brown. Dalvin, a lot of people find themselves in this predicament. What should they do?
The problem is that people reuse their passwords quite often, and it's understandable. I mean, we have more online services every year. And so then once one password gets compromised, well, that could be the password to multiple services. And so hackers could get into any number of things by just finding out one password. So you can come up with a plan of action. And I spoke with some cybersecurity folks who said that all passwords aren't created equal, and all sites that those passwords are used on aren't created equally either. So there are some sites that you don't have to be as quick to change the password on. If it's just some website where you go and browse content, but you're not messaging anyone, then those may not have to be changed at all. But you want to prioritize anything that's linked to your bank. So any apps or websites that have access to your banking information, your address, or your contacts, those are places that you want to change the password and create a unique password for them, and also turn on two-factor authentication when you can. After that, you want to think about your social circle, anywhere where someone can overtake your account, pretend that they're you, and drain money from people you know. So think like social media.
Are there any sites or apps that might help in these situations?
Yes. So a lot of the places where you would store your passwords can also tell you if those passwords have been compromised. So iCloud Keychain for all of Apple's devices can offer security recommendations if you go in your settings, and you'll be able to see all of the passwords that have been compromised or that are high risk, meaning they're probably easy to be guessed. On Chrome, there's also a lookup tool to find your weak, reused, or compromised passwords. Microsoft Edge. And then if you use a password manager like Dashlane or 1Password, they both constantly scan the internet and the dark web for your credentials, any of your saved credentials. And if they realize that, hey, your email address or password that you have saved in your password manager is showing up on the dark web, they'll alert you and give you tips on how to change it.
We're talking about passwords that you've maybe reused a few times for different sites. What if you've used just different variations of the same password for multiple sites? Will you also be at risk?
Yeah, so you want your passwords to be totally unique. What cybersecurity experts told me is that hackers see that your password is 1234 saved on the dark web. Some will just try 12345 and see if it lets them into an account. So you want to make sure that they're totally unique. And that's where password managers can step in and help by generating long, unique passwords. But again, it's a catch-22, because if you're ever using a device where you don't have access to your password manager immediately, it may be hard to get into some of those accounts.
I feel like we keep talking about the difficulties of passwords. They need to be more complicated. They're so easy to forget. We have so many of them. Is there a way of preventing this from happening, from preventing your passwords from being stolen?
No, there's no way to totally prevent your password from being compromised. If it's saved somewhere, it can show up somewhere. There are even examples where password managers have been hacked and compromised. But experts tell me it's more worrisome to know that your password is compromised and do nothing. You're at a higher risk of getting hacked or having your accounts accessed by someone other than yourself if you don't change them. And so paying attention to these alerts, they matter. However, you can't prevent your password from being hacked forever. There's just some things you can do to address the issue once it happens.
So don't bury your head in the sand if you find out you have a password that's been hacked. That was WSJ personal tech reporter Dalvin Brown. And that's it for today's Tech News Briefing. For more tech stories, head over to our website, WSJ.com. I'm Zoe Thomas for the Wall Street Journal. Thanks for listening.